One member of Congress not impressed with President Trump's inaugural address is Michigan's own Senator Debbie Stabenow. Here's what she had to say to NBC News shortly after President Trump delivered his speech.
I was surprised at how dark his comments were today. It felt depressing and dark when I was hoping, as other presidents, that he would be more hopeful and inspiring. Even in Detroit, there's such important, wonderful things happening. People working very hard, businesses working very hard, jobs coming back, great things happening, and yet once again he described it as a horrible place.
Now, as we know, President Trump campaigned hard in the state of Michigan and Metro Detroit, and as a reward, he did win the presidency. So how big of an impact will our local communities feel during this first 100 days in office? Our Mara McDonald looks at what's at stake. Mara?
You know, we're actually in a pretty interesting position here because one of Trump's cabinet picks is Betsy DeVos from the west side of the state. And then you've got Ronna Romney McDaniel, who is now the head of the Republican National Committee. So if DeVos actually gets confirmed, this state has the ear of the president.
For starters, President Trump has made it clear the ACA is in his crosshairs. What is not exactly clear is whether he will pull back federal funds, which have helped expand Medicaid, which here is called Healthy Michigan. It's allowed hundreds of thousands of low-income people to qualify for government-funded Medicaid.
Healthy Michigan. We have 640,000 Michiganders in this program. It's provided over 2.8 million primary care visits, over 400,000 preventive care visits, and it's saving us money. From 2013 to 2015, the costs of uncompensated care decreased by almost 44% on average in our hospitals.
Governor Snyder made a point to talk about how successful he feels that expansion is during this week's State of the State speech and says he'll lobby Washington to keep it. But Snyder wasn't Team Trump and did nothing to help the president get elected, so don't expect Snyder's phone calls to get a whole lot of priority going forward. Next up is NAFTA.
One by one, the factories shuttered and left our shores, with not even a thought about the millions and millions of American workers that were left behind.
On the campaign trail and today, Trump preached to American manufacturing workers how we need better trade agreements to bring back jobs. The day after the election, the UAW came out and said it supported that cause completely. What do those better deals look like? Well, that remains to be seen. And then there are urban cores. Dan Gilbert told a crowd he thinks Trump, as a real estate developer, may be uniquely positioned to understand the necessity of revitalized urban areas.
Trump's inaugural address today really had an outreach straight to the Rust Belt which essentially delivered this election for him. He seems cognizant of it. Now let's see if he's actually going to do anything. We're in the newsroom. Mara McDonald, Local 4.
All right, Mara, thanks. And we've been busy posting elements from everything going on here in Washington, D.C. to our website, clickondetroit.com. That includes President Trump's full inaugural address, and you can find that link right there on the home page. And our coverage doesn't end here. We're actually going to spend the night. We're going to be here for the big women's conference that happens tomorrow. There are quite a few people that have made the trek here, not for the inauguration, but for that big march that happens tomorrow. In fact, about 80% of the people on our flight this morning from Michigan were coming to that march. So we're going to have coverage for you from there coming up tomorrow. So until then, we'll send it back to you in the studio, Karen and Devin.
Okay, we saw a number of little jostles between police and protesters. We also saw some arguments breaking out between Trump supporters and Trump protesters. And I'm just curious, as you made your way around today, was that just sort of singular little incidents that we maybe saw, or did you see it happening everywhere?
Absolutely. You know, Devin, as you and I have talked about covering these kinds of things, that oftentimes you at home have a better view of what's going on all around than we do here on the ground because we're kind of in just one location. I would say that that was a singular kind of event. For the most part, people were very cordial to one another. I did mention that I think there were about 100 arrests, but considering the number of people here, considering as controversial as Donald Trump, or President Trump now, has been, I would say that that was not too bad. It's really been a good day.
It's great to hear.
Kimberly Gill in our nation's capital, and we'll look forward to your reports tomorrow as well.